guys, it's of course Alexandrus guys, back with a new video, and in today's video we will be doing something a little bit different because I wanted to talk about gold and about stocks, guys. Obviously, before we start with the video, as always, I need to let you know that I'm not a financial advisor. You should always do your own research and your own due diligence because I don't take any responsibility for your actions, guys. And with that being said, we can dive right into it. So as you might know, right now gold is trading at an all-time high, which far surpasses many of the most bullish forecasts for 2025 that were issued by any of the major Wall Street banks. Many people are surprised with that. Gold and silver, guys, are having a breakout here, and it's happening because tariffs and wars have changed the way that dollars are used around the globe, okay? So we are entering kinda a new, very volatile era where China, Russia and their axis are finding ways to transact without the dollar, right? And the West is also dealing with massive sovereign debt crises. And this is all backed by multiple sources and news, right? So this gold and silver breakout 2025 is leading all other major asset classes, has brought them to the forefront, and the demand from central banks is at record high as well, guys, okay? And you can see this by the charts. Obviously, this is a 5-year chart for the gold price, and as you can see, it's been going absolutely crazy, and many of you might be already aware of that. It just keeps on growing. So honestly, me myself, I'm pretty happy with that factor. And yeah, it doesn't happen without a reason, right? So into this boom is precious metals, and in record central bank demand, I believe I have just come across a Netflix versus blockbuster moment, guys. And this could be one of the most monumental and significant developments in gold and commodities we've ever seen. So everybody understands how Blockbuster's business model became totally obsolete and outdated when Netflix offered the exact same content but through streaming. So the mechanism of delivery drastically improved. The product was upgraded, the experience of the end consumer was so positive, like, you know, night and day, that Blockbuster went out of business and Netflix went from launching its first stream to becoming one of the largest companies on earth, from $1 per share in 2002 to crazy $1,200 per share right now. So good to you who invested in Netflix as well. So ETFs made gold trading accessible to a much larger audience in 2000s, right? In much the same way that Blockbuster branches made movies accessible to cinema goers. And the next revolution that could make the ETFs of today obsolete or greatly challenged by better new competitors might be here, guys. So gold is experiencing a bull market that has shocked many, and the available ETFs on the market right now turn away so many who don't trust the audits, who don't believe that they are fully backed by the underlying metals, or who live in dozens of countries where the ETFs are not available to trade yet. So these are massive problems that the ETF providers know are their weaknesses, right? And the largest gold ETF manages more than $120 billion and growing, yet what I'm about to show you guys might be the biggest disruptor to their business model since inception. So as I said, the biggest weakness they face are, you know, the doubts, right? And the doubts about not being fully backed, you know, the doubts about their auditing and their underlying metal vaults not being accessible to hundreds of millions of investors that reside in developing markets, and they charge a fee for managing, right? And people are unsure if their funds are safe. So billionaire mining tycoon Frank Giustra, along with who I consider to be a mining legend, Sean Rosen, are well aware of the opportunity in disrupting the current ETF providers with a fully backed, vaulted, audited, verified, yield-bearing financial product, which could be accessible the world over, and Frank Giustra just invested heavily. So, you know, to the tune of owning 17 million shares of a brand new, just listed Nasdaq company called STREAMEX. The ticker, as you can see, is STEX. This is the sponsor of today's video. Thank you so much for that. They are aiming to revolutionize the industry of owning precious metals and commodities in general by commercializing fully backed, vaulted, audited and verified ownership of gold and other leading commodities. So again, guys, if you want to check it out, the ticker is here, and as you can see, they are also showing nice and steady growth, which is always nice and appreciated. I love to see when stocks are performing really good, guys. They have great strategic advisors. They are, you know, backed. They have a lot of things that the ETFs simply lack, and as you can see, you can also read about it here. So it is of Netflix versus Blockbuster moment. In my view, it seems that billionaires like Frank Giustra, who owns $90 million worth of STEX right now, agree, you know? Like, why would he own it if he doesn't agree with the hypothesis here, right? So STREAMEX wants to do commodities, ETFs, what Netflix did to movies and TV shows, right? What Apple did to music and phones. They want to dramatically improve the user experience and make it simpler, easier and better and offer it globally, okay? Globally. So unlike ETFs, this would be available fully globally, okay? Which is great. And you also have all the informations here again. You have literal informations that it's much better in pretty much every single variable here. So it's really nice. So right now, guys, STREAMEX is just lining up the last details before launching its first product, which is the fully backed yield-bearing Gold 1. Okay, on top of the major position that Frank Giustra, one of the premier gold entrepreneurs ever, owns, the two co-founders each own 21 million shares, worth just north of $100 million. So it's significant skin in the game for the people leading this revolution, which in my opinion is great, because obviously when they have such a high amounts of their own money in this, they will obviously do the best to bring this to the skies, you know. Because obviously everyone has business in it. So for years I've been hearing from people that ETFs are not ideal for them, right? Hard or impossible to trust because of the backing or the auditing of them, and sometimes because of the management fees and premiums. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, fully unbiased opinion here, I don't really like ETFs too. I'm not an investor in any ETF myself. Like, this is something that I just don't trust like many other people, right? So STREAMEX actually is launching a potential game changer, and if I compare it metaphorically to Netflix, this is like before they launched their first ever streaming, because STREAMEX is just about to launch their first product to the global market, right? If you think about it. So the company has secured up to $1.1 billion in funding from a mix of equity, convertible debentures, and a line of credit led by Cantor Fitzgerald, the company that was run by Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce, and now managed by his sons. So this funding will allow the company to draw upon and should purchase physical gold to back their products, as well as to likely add to their own balance sheet, right? So in other words, guys, STREAMEX, STEX on the Nasdaq, would very likely be one of the first publicly traded companies to own gold on their books, which is a very welcomed change, right? So their vision is to launch several gold products and then to expand to silver and others as well, which is pretty cool, that there will be, you know, different opportunities instead of just only gold. So commodities are ripe for a fintech revolution compared with today's ETFs. For years, guys, for years, literally, I've heard even from Warren Buffett that owning gold does not earn a yield. And now STREAMEX has pioneered a product that will produce yield, so the owner will essentially get paid to own gold, right? Which is really cool. The proprietary platform STREAMEX developed attracted as their chief investment officer Mr. Mitchell Williams, who not only ran the WAFRA, the Kuwaiti Sovereign Wealth Fund, but was also one of the sole portfolio managers for Oppenheimer's flagship value fund, guys. So again, the team is absolutely huge here, and you can see everything on your screen as we speak. I'm going to show you all the informations here so you can see it as clear as it gets. So the yield-bearing token is a partnership with Monetary Metals, one of the behemoths in the gold leasing industry, guys. So the platform itself was developed by the same software experts that built cybersecurity infrastructure for Capital One Bank, Bank of America, and JP Morgan's, so obviously highly secured, for JP Morgan's credit card processing infrastructure business, you know, one of the largest fintech platforms in the world, of course. So the token will be on the Solana and Coinbase's base blockchain, and as you well know, tokenization of real-world assets is the biggest and most important financial disruption of our times, guys. So from Nasdaq to Robinhood and all of the major financial companies, most are scrambling to upgrade their offerings to the chain because it potentially opens 24/7 trading, because obviously when it comes to stocks you are limited to the time windows, and when it comes to crypto you can literally trade all day, all night, any minute, any second, right? So yeah, it opens up the 24/7 potential of trading on a global scale and democratizes the access of every investor in the world to many more products, because crypto is also way more accessible to people. So honestly guys, in my opinion, this is a Netflix versus Blockbuster moment, or a Nokia versus iPhone moment. Yeah, in my opinion, I wanted to make you fully aware of this as the ground floor level, because we all know the drawbacks of the current ETFs. We all know that gold's bull market has sent its price to the highest ever, and that Frank Giustra has positioned in STREAMEX to the tune of $90 million, guys, before they launch their first product, which is coming in short order. And the Cantor Fitzgerald was instrumental in securing up to $1.1 billion in financing for STREAMEX to draw upon and begin purchasing physical gold bars. So STREAMEX seeks to be a fintech tokenization giant, basically, and this is inception, and a major revolution could be underway, guys. So obviously remember to do your own research on STREAMEX, which looks to disrupt the current giants in commodities ETFs with fully backed, audited and verified ownership, redeemable and secured, guys. And this will be it for today. I hope that you enjoyed. I wonder what is your opinion. I'm personally getting some stocks myself. I'm not gonna exactly disclose how much, but going kinda big. I wonder what you guys think. I wonder whether you get in. Maybe you are already in, maybe you are the early ones. Let me know in the comments. I will be more than happy to read this. I hope that you enjoyed the video on slightly different topic than usual. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next videos, coming out soon.